The psychological chains. Why you keep going back. Being entangled with a narcissist, especially in an intimate, sexual relationship, can feel like an addiction. You may know the relationship is toxic, yet you find yourself drawn back in over and over. Why does this happen? The reasons are psychological, emotional, and even biological. The first is trauma bonding, the addiction to highs and lows. Narcissists use a cycle of love bombing, devaluation, and discard to keep their partners hooked. This roller coaster of emotions creates trauma bonding, which functions much like an addiction. When they shower you with affection and validation, your brain releases dopamine, reinforcing the attachment. But when they withdraw or devalue you, you crave that initial high, making you desperate to win back their approval. The second is chemical dependency, your brain on a narcissist. Sex with a narcissist often feels intensely passionate, but part of that intensity comes from the neurochemical cocktail they create in your brain. Dopamine, pleasure, and reward spikes during love bombing. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, floods your system during physical intimacy, deepening your attachment. Cortisol, the stress hormone, increases when they pull away, creating anxiety and panic. This chemical loop keeps you craving them even when you know they're bad for you. The third is the illusion of validation. Narcissists are masters of making you feel special until they don't. They make you work for their approval, and when you get it, it feels euphoric. This intermittent reinforcement keeps you hooked, convincing you that if you just try harder, you'll get back to the perfect phase of the relationship. The fourth is fear of abandonment and low self-worth. Narcissists systematically chip away at your self-esteem. Over time, you may start believing that you're not good enough for anyone else. They plant the fear that no one else will want you, making it harder to walk away. The fifth is ego and the need for closure. When a narcissist devalues or discards you, it feels personal, like a rejection of your worth. You may keep going back in an attempt to win them over, hoping they'll finally treat you right. But narcissists thrive on keeping you in a state of uncertainty. They give just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to satisfy you. The sixth is sexual manipulation and intensity. Narcissists often use sex as a weapon, making intimacy feel both intoxicating and confusing. They may use sex as a form of control, rewarding or withdrawing it based on your behavior, make you feel like no one else will ever satisfy you the way they do. Exploit your vulnerabilities, making sex a tool for manipulation rather than connection. The seventh is cognitive dissonance, holding on to the fantasy. You may be in love with the idea of who the narcissist was in the beginning. This creates cognitive dissonance where your rational mind knows they're toxic, but your emotional mind clings to the illusion that things could go back to the way they were. Letting go is painful, but staying entangled with a narcissist is even more destructive. Recognizing the manipulation is the first step toward breaking free. Thanks for watching.